This is a Nekko Media podcast.
What's your pleasure, sir?
Welcome, cinephiles and Cinebites, to a new Cinebite, number 58. I'm your host, Annika P., mother of Grendel and the bringer of chains. Mox and Ono, check out Sicario, Day of the Soldado, directed by Stefano Sollima and starring Benicio del Toro and Josh Brolin. Might not have been what they hoped for. Listen to what they have to say. /tag configuration.
Alright, so today we're going to be reviewing Sicario, Day of the Soldado, which is Soldier. The film is directed by Stefano Sollima and written by Taylor Sheridan, who wrote the first Sicario.
Yep.
The film stars Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin. We have Isabella Moner and Jeffrey Donovan. Catherine Keener's
For
also...
those of you Burn Notice fans.
Right. And Manuel Garcia Rolfo, who was in Magnificent Seven and most recently Goliath, Season 2.
Oh, wow.
And we have Matthew Modine.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of a minor, big role.
Important character, minor screen time. Yeah.
So in this iteration of Sicario, basically, they just want to stir the pot again, get the cartels to kind of fight against each other. Instead of drugs, it's more trafficking people across the border.
Yep.
And so to do that, to kind of get the gangs to fight each other, they
instigated a kidnapping.
Yes, of one of the higher ups.
The daughters. Yeah.
And it's crazy that the daughter's played by Isabella Moner, and she has her own house to herself.
Yeah, like 30 bedrooms and shit with just her security detail.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. Well, we know she's one of the but she's the rebellious kind of fights, or she
looking like parochial.
Well, but she don't instigate the fights. She just fights back. That's all.
Yeah, they never showed us how it started, but apparently, as she explains, the fucking girl had it coming, running up to her and like calling her a narco slut or some shit, just because her dad is some cartel CEO. That's fucked up. Would you run up to the daughter of like Bill Gates and shit and start screaming at her, holding her responsible for whatever you hate about technology? That's fucked up.
I hate Windows.
Yeah, I'd be, thanks a lot, bitch. Fucking Vista. Crashed my fucking computer.
So this sequel to Sicario, Day of the Soldado, again, we should point out that we missed like the first maybe 5 minutes.
We missed the opening explosion.
Yeah,
you guys had to have seen it coming. I mean, it opens in a similar manner, I'm sure.
Yeah.
To the first one, just shittier.
Like the first one, it's like a bust, right? And then it's kind of just out of nowhere.
The first movie has 2 turns in its opening scene. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the beginning of this one is just a lot more sinister, maybe even darker. Because it was dark to begin with the first one.
It sounds innocent. Like we're in this Kansas City shopperette. People are shopping. All of a sudden, a terrorist bomber blows himself up. People get fucked up. And then there are remaining terrorists. And they close up on the family nearest. And then the mother is pleading. And then the guy blows himself up and kills all the kids.
Yeah. So,
and that's about as tight as the action gets in the entire movie.
So it's kind of a similar setup. So now they kind of have to go behind the scenes and get their Same
Yeah,
kind of crew.
I feel like the plot was maybe a little more straight up in this one as opposed to the first one.
Right. But
A lot less political interference.
a little bit more
Um,
complex. Well, not
Emotionally, I
yeah.
think, but
Yes. Yes, for
they
sure.
didn't play. They didn't play it out fully. I feel like this movie. There's a longer cut out there that'll be released on DVD
Mm, maybe. Yeah.
that fully explores the arcs and the character relationships, especially between Alejandro and Isabella's character.
Oh yeah, yeah. We get a little bit more background on Benicio del Toro, Alejandro.
Yeah.
Um, I guess. Well, spoiler. We find out that his daughter was deaf, and that I believe he was a lawyer,
Yeah.
and that plays into the kind of another side subplot or storyline in this film.
Yeah.
But a little bit more action packed.
You thought so? I mean, I guess there were more action scenes,
More
but
action scenes, yes.
the quality was down. There lacked tension and suspense of the action scenes from the first one. These ones are really straight up. I feel like there wasn't a lot of crossfire. There wasn't a lot of exchange,
Yeah.
especially at the climatic shootout, right? In quotes.
More corruption within. Now this is Mexico's government, or not government, but just more
Their military, yeah.
military and the drug
I don't know
cartels,
if I
like their payroll.
like they don't
right?
bother to explain that because that guy he met with at the fucking Ranchero Mall, like, did he set them up? Because they seem to be on the same side
Oh
to
yeah, that's right.
broker the exchange of the prisoner transfer.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, like 30-something fucking.
You remember him
Mexican-
though, right? He was in the previous movie.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. So him and Benicio kind of met in passing before the waterboarding or supposed waterboarding scene.
Oh.
Yeah. So he does give him some intel in the first one, and again, I guess in the second one. So he's kind of a key character as well, with regards to
I
intelligence.
don't know. I feel like they didn't explain, unless like the way it was cut together. I'm taken to believe that it was a setup
Mm.
with all the information we were given, and because they didn't tell us any different. That motherfucker straight set them up. They got theirs though. I was like, fucking Jesus Christ, Mexico. That's your fucking army, and you cannot take on what? How much guys had 6?
Yeah, right. Well, I feel this film had definitely more action scenes, but kind of just for show and just to kind of give the movie more flair, but not as intense as the first one.
Yeah, I feel like the action sequences are just for trailer dressing,
Yeah,
so that it can present as an action film.
but
For
definitely
the critical thinker.
more emotion, more we got
Yeah,
more
more
of Josh Brolin's character, and we kind of dive deeper into Benicio's kind of character arc and kind of a setup for hopefully a third film, which I think should it's gonna be a bomb ass movie.
Well, there's a thing. Every time in the first half of the movie when we see Josh Brolin, he's always eating, and then when the car full of Del Toro and Josh Brolin pull into the mall,
Yeah.
Del Toro makes a comment on the appetite of Americans, how it never, it never ceases to amaze him. So I think they're making some kind of commentary on our appetite for war or appetite for destruction.
Oh,
And
good
then
eye.
you see Brolin's character at the latter end of the film. He's no longer eating.
Ah, right.
So
And
I
he
think
kind
that
of
follows his arc.
Yeah, like he kind of turns into Benicio's character, or like it's no longer about following orders. Now you got to do it, just because you want to be the good guy. But yeah,
I feel like, they presented it, but I don't feel that it was the emotions and the inner conflict were developed as well as it could have and should have been, maybe.
Mm.
Like I said, I feel like this is a theatrical cut.
Ah.
So if we're just giving straight up brass tacks recommends, what would you do?
Definitely go watch.
Definite go watch, with the caveat that this is not the film it could have been, and it is barely worthy of having Sicario in the title, but definitely worth a watch. So go watch.
All right. You heard it here.
This is a Nekko Media podcast.